Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Where We Ask, What's Up with the Universe? I'm your host, Eli Hoo, and let me see if my camera is working. Yes, it is. Cool. Awesome sauce. Good. Phew. Okay. I was having problems with my camera earlier. Let's just hope I don't freeze up again on this thing here. Today is August 11th, 2021, and I want to say hello to everybody and all the fellow nerds out here who's hanging out set up early. Like, of course, you got Richie Poole, and you got Vile Mike hanging out in the house on this live stream, and Mountains of Elysium. What's up, people? Humans, guys, ladies, gentlemen, how do you identify yourself? Welcome. In case you're new to this stream, what I do is I talk science, astronomy, astrophysics, and I try to talk correctly. Sometimes I mumble my words because I get dehydrated, but I have hot chocolate today, so hey, it's chocolate. Speaking of thumbs up, if you like this video, hit thumbs up. If not, hit thumbs down, and leave a comment if you want. Tell me why you didn't like it. But hey, just don't forget to hit subscribe. And yes, I am freezing up again. Oh my gosh. But today we are going to be talking about meteors, meteorites, and what is a meteoroid? I mean, what exactly is the difference between a meteor, meteoroid, and a meteorite? Well, they're all related to the flash of light that we basically call shooting stars. I mean, sometimes you see them streaking across the sky at night. But we all call the same objects by different names, depending on, of course, where it is. Man, I forgot my button. There we go. Meteoroids, okay? They are objects in the space that range in size from tiny grains of dust particles to small asteroids. Think of them as space rocks. When meteoroids enter Earth's atmosphere, or that of another planet like Mars, at a high speed and burn up, the fireballs or shooting stars are called meteors. I mean, when a meteoroid survives a trip through the atmosphere and hits the ground, it is called a meteorite. Meteoroids are what we call space rocks. They range in size, basically, like I said, dust grains to small asteroids. Of course, this term only applies when they are in space. Most of these pieces are of other large bodies that have been broken off or blasted off. Some of these come from comets, others from asteroids. Some even come from the moon and other planets like Mars itself. I mean, some meteorites are rocky, while others are metallic, or combined of different rocks and metal combined together. When meteoroids enter Earth's atmosphere, or that another planet like Mars, at a high speed and burn up, they're called meteors, okay? This is also when they refer to them as shooting stars. Sometimes meteors can even appear brighter than Venus itself. That's when we call them fireballs. I mean, scientists estimate that about 48.5 tons or 44,000 kilograms approximately of meteoritic material falls to Earth every single day. That's 48.5 tons of space rock, space dust. These are little space particles that don't survive the trip through the atmosphere. When a meteoroid survives the trip through the atmosphere and hits the ground, that's, like I said, it's called a meteorite. When people are trying to find meteoroids, this right here is NASA astronomer Peter Jenkinson. He discovered an asteroid meteorite found in the Nubian desert of Sudan. I mean, most space rocks smaller than a football field would break apart Earth's orbit, Earth's atmosphere, traveling at basically thousands of miles per hour. I mean, the object, it disintegrates as pressure exceeds the strength of the object, resulting in a bright flare. Typically, less than 5% of the original object will ever make it down to the ground. I mean, these meteorites, pieces of meteors that are found, typically range between the size of a pebble and a fist. I mean, don't expect to find meteorites after a meteor shower. Most of these meteor shower come from comets whose material is quite fragile. I mean, small comet fragments, they generally won't survive to entry into our own atmosphere. In theory, the Tartarus and the Geminoids could send meteorites down to our surface every once in a while, but so far, no remnants have ever been traced to them definitely. Oh, sorry, I was reading the comment here for a second. Just like VARMAX meteor is while it's in the atmosphere, meteoroid is while it's in space, and meteorite is once it hits the trailer park. That's funny, Mike. Of course, when they do fall to Earth, it can be difficult to distinguish the meteorite from any rock that just happens to be laying around the ground that's naturally from the planet Earth itself. But there are some special places where they are much easier to identify, such as deserts or Antarctica or any place that's very snowy like Siberia. I mean, in sandy deserts, there's large open regions of sand and very few rocks. The dark meteorites stand out very clearly like a shiny diamond in desert dust. I mean, similarly, like I said, meteorites can also be easier to spot in cold, icy deserts, such as the frozen plains of Antarctica. I mean, why do we even care about meteorites? Well, meteorites that fall to Earth represent some of the original diverse materials that formed planets billions of years ago. Well, by studying meteorites, we can learn about early conditions and processes in the solar system's history. These include the age of the composition of different planetary building blocks, the temperatures achieved at the surface and interiors of asteroids, and the degree to which materials was shocked by impacts in the past. I mean, what do basically meteorites look like? Well, meteorites may resemble Earth rocks, but they usually have a burnt exterior that can appear shiny. This is called a fusion crust. This forms as the meteorite's outer surface melts while passing through the atmosphere and the planetary body. There are three major types of meteorites: the irons, the stonies, and the stony irons. Although the majority of meteorites that fall to Earth are stony, most of the meteorites discovered long after the fall are irons. I mean, irons are heavier and easier to distinguish from Earth rocks than stony meteorites. So how do we know where meteorites come from? Well, most meteorites found on Earth come from shattered asteroids, although some come from Mars or the Moon itself. In theory, small pieces of Mercury or Venus could also have reached Earth, but none have been conclusively identified as Venetian rocks or Mercury rocks. Scientists can easily tell where meteorites originate based on several lines of evidence. They can use photographic observations of the meteorite fall to calculate orbits and projected points back to the asteroid belt. They can also compare properties of meteorites with different classes of asteroids. And they can also study how old the meteorites are, so far up to 4.6 billion years. I mean, this rock encountered by NASA's Curiosity Mars rover is an iron meteorite called Lebanon. This piece of rock right here is about 2 yards or 2 meters wide, from left to right, from this angle that the picture is taken. The smaller piece in the foreground is called Lebanon B. I mean, Martian rocks, they can be traced to the red planet because they contain pockets of trapped gas that matches what satellites and rovers have found on Mars itself. Similarity in the composition of meteorite resembles rocks that astronauts brought back from the Moon during the Apollo mission. It is likely to be lunar too. We know that a class of meteorites called Howardite eukarite diogenite, HED, it came from the planet like world Vesta in asteroid belt, thanks to NASA's Dawn mission. We know that much. I mean, what kind of meteorites basically have been found? More than 50,000 meteorites have been found on Earth, and that's still counting. In case you actually do happen to see meteor fall and turn into a meteorite and crash land on Earth, it is safe to pick up. It is not boiling hot. It is already cooled by the time it has touched the ground, okay? That's a false fact. People say it's hot to the touch. Nope, it's not a meteorite. It's cool to the touch like a regular Earth rock. A little known fact, people want to know this, okay? Basically, out of about these 50,000 meteorites or so, 99.8% of them, they have detected that they come from asteroids. The remaining small fraction of meteorites is split roughly equally between meteorites from Mars and the Moon. Over 60 known Martian meteorites were found that were blasted off Mars by meteorite impacts. All are indigenous rocks crystallized from magma. Say it with me, Magma. I mean, these rocks are very much like Earth rocks, with some distinctive compositions that indicate Martian origin. The nearly 80 lunar meteorites that are similar in mineralogy and composition to Apollo's mission moon rocks, but distinct enough to show that they have come from other parts of the moon. Studies of lunar and Martian meteorites complement studies of Apollo moon rocks and the robotic exploration of Mars. And I'm going to take a drink of my hot chocolate because I cannot talk right now. Meteorite impacts in history of Earth. Yes, they have struck the Earth before. This has been proven before, approximately 65 million years ago, in the Yucatan, about 10 miles off the Yucatan Peninsula. A huge asteroid crashed into Earth and basically caused global devastation. A lot of animals died, like dinosaurs. Died off. Didn't eliminate them all, but they died off. This right here is, of course, meteor crater. I mean, early Earth, it experienced many large meteor impacts, which caused extensive destruction. Of course, while most of the craters left behind have been erased by erosion and other geological processes like earthquakes, the moon's craters are still known and largely intact and visible to this day. I mean, we know about 190 impact craters on Earth itself. Like I said, 65 million years ago, about 75% of marine and all animals on Earth actually died because of this. It created a 180-mile wide crater. That's about 300 kilometers wide. I mean, one of the most intact impact craters is right here. It's actually called the Barringer Meteor Crater. This is about 1 kilometer across. It was formed when a piece of iron-nickel rock, metal rock, approximately 50 meters in diameter. 50 meters caused this huge hole. This only happened about 50,000 years ago. I mean, it's so well preserved in the desert that it has been used to study impact processes from NASA. Since the 1890s, geologists have studied this. But it says that an impact crater actually wasn't confirmed until 1960. I'm sorry, I have to highlight this one better. If it's hot to the touch, it's probably something that fell off Kurogan. You're in your mind. Card Better Pray 5. Or the orphan who dropped it. Further practice mind of the law. I actually think that would happen on Kurogan Mountains of Elysium. Yeah. Huh. Okay, well, let's talk about back to this impact crater here. The only entry of a large meteoroid to enter Earth's atmosphere in modern history was the Chelyabinsk incident, 2016, I believe it was 2016. I forgot to put the video up here for you guys to show you, but I will link the video in the description after the chat so you guys can actually watch what happened in Chelyabinsk. Windows are shattered. The sonic boom knocked people off the ground, but nobody died yet, though. Yet. Basically, okay, we're talking about meteors and meteor showers because today it just happens to be the peak of the Perseid Meteor shower. So, what exactly is a meteor shower? Well, scientists estimate that about, like I said, 48.5 tons of metric material hit Earth every day. Almost all of that is vaporized in the atmosphere, leaving a bright trail fondly called shooting stars. Several meteors per hour can usually be seen on any given night, depending on the light pollution of where you are. I mean, sometimes the number increases dramatically, but these events are termed meteor showers. There are several meteor showers throughout the year that occur annually. When this happens, Earth passes through the trail of a dusty debris left by a comet. Yes, Earth is rotating around the Milky Way galaxy. And meteor showers are usually named after the star or constellation that is close to where the meteors appear in the sky. I mean, like I said, today is the peak of the Perseid Meteor showers. I mean, every Perseid Meteor shower is a tiny piece of the comet Swift-Tuttle, which swings by the sun about every 135 years or so. The Perseid Meteor shower itself. There are many things to see when you look up tonight. You can see stars, planets, even satellites, and the moon before it sets, but there's nothing more awesome that I love seeing than a meteor shower at night. I mean, depending on your light pollution, you can see if you're actually in the city itself, you can see approximately 1 to 2 an hour because of the bright light pollution. The further away you move away from the city, the more shooting stars you'll see per hour. The less light pollution, 50, 60 an hour. I mean, okay. If you have never seen meteor shower before, the Perseids are very memorable. They occur about the 2nd or 3rd week of August, depending on the rotation of the Earth. All you gotta do is basically look up. The Perseid Meteor shower. Sorry, I lost my thought for a second. Like I said, it happens tonight. How to watch it? Okay, prime time for the Perseid. Jupiter and Saturn is at opposition tonight, and while the 4th full moon is kind of seasonal special because this August brings back the best known meteor shower called the Perseid. Most of the meteors are grains of dust about the size of the pea, and you can see them as they enter Earth's atmosphere. I mean, you don't need a telescope or binoculars or any other optical aids or any other kind of glasses you need them. All you can do is just lay back with your naked eye and it can be seen by everyone. There's no special knowledge or skill needed to watch. All you have to do is make sure you are warm and comfortable if it's cold outside. Look away from the source of the bright lights. It takes about 20-30 minutes for the average eye to accumulate to the night sky. Keep your eyes away from the bright lights. Even in the bright skies, meteorites are still visible. You may miss the fainter ones though, but you still will see some. Just basically lie back on a reclining chair. Blankets on the ground, trampoline, airbed, or anything you can use to sit and lay on. Blankets, sleep bags will help even if you get chilly. Some food or drinks maybe help if you get bored or snacks too. Most important thing is that you need to keep your gaze fixed on the night sky. Looking away from the sky means you're guaranteed to miss a Perseid meteor fireball. Blink and you'll miss it. With meteor showers, it can be a case to blink and you missed it. Try your best to urge, keep looking at your phone, okay? You're looking at the sky, you're going to miss the meteors. Right? If you're not looking at the sky, you're going to miss the meteors. The brightness of your screen will also ruin the night vision of the others around you, so please be careful. Which direction to look in? A common misdirection would be where? South, west, east? Look up. But if you look around 10 p.m. or so, I messed up here for a second. If you guys look around 10 p.m. or so, up around the northwest, you guys will be able to see the Perseid meteor shower. Here we go. Got it for you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. I got my little star map up here for you guys. I almost forgot about it. There it is. Okay. Look up at the night sky. If you guys are looking northeast, remember the degrees? Hold your fist out at arm's length. This is where Perseid would be. Here's the horizon. Sorry, the camera. Here's the horizon. Here's 10 degrees. Here's where Perseid would be. Right here at the fist length, arm's length at the horizon, northeast. That's where the Perseid constellation would be. It is true that meteors that make up the Perseid meteor shower can have the paths traced back to the point in the sky. This is called the radiant. It lies in the constellation of the Perseids, otherwise known as the hero. It's probably best, in my experience, basically to look away from it. If you kind of, your eyes are not adjusted yet, kind of look away from the spot and look again, let your eyes adjust. It kind of helps with the night vision. So, and it really doesn't even really matter what direction you look at to see. I mean, you may sit there live for some minutes before you see meteor or shooting star. You may see a satellite, but if satellite does not streak really fast, only the meteorites do. You'll see the satellite go right on by like a little dot. Hey, you may think it's a UAP. You can always check a couple different websites, like astronomy websites. As I'll put some of the, I can't talk today. I'll put some of the links of some astrology website, astronomy links you can use on your phone, iPhone, and Android phone, and your laptop, like Asterium, Sky Night. These will help you actually tell which are satellites and which is the shooting star night. Was that a shooting star? Or was that a satellite? Or was that an alien ship? Hey, if it doesn't say satellite or shooting star, you probably got you got a UAP there. Like for instance, you may see several of them go across the sky. That's a 99% chance that's going to be Starlink satellites or some rocket components. This year's peak is about 30 minutes after sunset. Yeah, there it is. 30 minutes after sunset, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you are on the Earth. What's this? Oh, nice. You saw a meteor storm once, over 100 per minute. Didn't last long, but it was awesome. Awesome sauce, nice. And also via my request that suggests that mosquito repellent works as well, in case you were prone to bug bites. Listen, I want to thank everybody here for joining me today on my show, What's Up with the Universe, as we talk about meteors and meteorites. And I'm going to put the link down there for you actually can watch it if you're unable to, because, you know, sometimes you guys actually get these little thing called clouds at night and you can't really see. Well, I'm going to put this link out to the broadcast where you can actually watch some Perseid meteor showers from different websites that are streaming this live tonight, and they're streaming it live tomorrow night as well. For instance, there's Bill Skywatcher NY, and I also can put the New York NASA link in there for as well, because they are also doing live streams of the Perseid meteor shower. In case you get the astronomer's worst nightmare, clouds. Yeah, I know. Well, thank you everybody for showing up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. So you know when I go live, get that little bell. Yeah. Hey, thumbs up. Yeah. Cool. Hit some thumbs up if you want. And if you hit thumbs down, just let me know in the comments. Hey, why do you didn't like the show, or why do you hit the thumbs down? You did it for the fun of it? I don't care. And this is Science News. And I am out. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. Later, everybody.